Speaker, my question is to the Prime Minister. How much of the $3 per week he referred to as the average cost for households of the emissions trading scheme on TV1 Breakfast on 24 and 31 May relates to electricity and petrol rises, and how much relates to the flow-on effect of these costs into the price of all other goods and services that households consume?
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, the cost of the ETS for the average household is estimated to be $165 per year, or $3.17 a week to be exact. I point out that there's half what it would have been under Labor's ETS. I've been advised that of the $165, $117 relates to electricity, petrol and other energy price rises. The remaining $48 relates to the pass-through of costs. This means that on the weekly measurement the member is using, of the $3.17 per week cost, $2.25 relates to the increases in the price of energy, petrol and other electricity, and the remaining 92 cents relates to the flow-on.
Supplementary, Mr Speaker. Why does the Prime Minister reject the Reserve Bank analysis of the costs of the ETS, especially when they told the Finance and Expenditure Select Committee on March 11th this year that while the direct price impact of electricity and petrol rise is 0.2% on prices, there is an estimated additional indirect impact of 0.15, giving a total impact of 0.35, i.e. 75% more than the direct impact, which means that the full impact is more than $5 per week, not the $3 he and the Climate Change Minister are promoting.
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, the member is incorrect, and I'll quote from the Reserve Bank as supplied directly to me this afternoon. And I quote, "The implementation of the ETS should not affect medium-term inflation. We expect to be able to look through this inflation boost."
Supplementary.
John Boscawen.
To the Prime Minister, will the advertising campaign the government is planning highlight the $3 per week figure or the full cost of the ETS as calculated by the Reserve Bank?
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, the full cost is $3.17 per week as per the best estimates we have. I refer the member to the Reserve Bank that says that there will be no impact on prices as a result of the ETS shock. If the member doesn't want to accept it, then he needs to go down and challenge the Reserve Bank, but here it is in writing and he should stop making it up.
So, point of order, Mr Speaker.
Point of order, John Boscawen.
I seek leave to table my own email from the Mike Hanna, Head of Communications and Board Secretary of the Reserve Bank, to me this afternoon, which confirms the evidence given by the Reserve Bank on March the 11th rather, when they said that the combined impact, the total impact, would be 75% more than the direct impact or direct cost the Prime Minister refers to.
Order. Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection. Point of order, the Honourable Darren Hughes.
Sorry to interrupt the member, but I'm pretty sure I heard the Prime Minister say at the end of his answer that the member had asked him a question was, quote, making it up. And that can't be a parliamentary way for a Prime Minister to speak to one of his own parliamentary colleagues, to accuse him of making something up.
Order. We all make comments in this place that are possibly not the best, but I don't think the member was overly offended, and I think the House should leave it at that. Question number 11, the Honourable Pete. Point of order, John Boscawen.
I seek leave to table a letter from Mercury Energy to one Scott Patterson of Balmoral, Auckland, advising of the increase in retail price of electricity from the 1st of July this year on account of the government-imposed ETS and the extra costs that it will impose.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is objection. Question number 11, the Honourable Pete Hodson. Order. I've called the Honourable Pete Hodson.
Speaker, my question is the